Okay, well, hello Periscope. Hello YouTube. Welcome today to the Comfort Circle. Comfort Circle. Ooh, it's working. Okay, so Comfort Circle. Welcome today, where the message is entitled "Be Thankful." Um, colon, a command for life. So, as we know, today's Thanksgiving, and pretty much what God placed in my heart to say today is that, of course, not just today, but we should always be thankful in every circumstance and whatever and all that we do. We should always be thankful, you know. So that's why it says a command for life, and it's a command. Whenever he says be, like let there be light, he commanded light, you know. So he's saying be thankful. So he's commanding us to be thankful. Um, Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. But yeah, he's commanding us to be thankful. So I just have a little backstory, sort of, a little background information, I guess I'll say. Well, it's Thanksgiving Periscope, and it's about being thankful and appreciating what you have and what God has given you. When we continuously complain about the things that God, oh, excuse me, we continuously complain about things, God has the legal right to take those things away from us. And that is what he did with me. That's what he did with me. So that's why I will be speaking on this, because I can speak on it very well, because it's my life story. Well, not my life story, but a story that's happened in my life. So we sometimes don't realize that some of the pains in our life are self-induced. We speak negative words and do negative things without thinking of the consequences. We are literally telling God that what He has done is not enough, and that our ways are better than His. Like I said, I know this from experience. The situation I'm talking about. I complain and do things out of the flesh. Again, not all the time, but even just once is too bad. But I complain and do things out of the flesh, not thinking about how it can affect my future. Our thoughts and actions and reactions create our environment. I learned that in psychology. Like you can be, I'll give an example. You can be in two people can go to the same party, and you can one person will say not talk. The example the teacher gave was an introvert and an extrovert. So it's like one person will hang out with two people that's introvert, and another person will hang out with everybody at the party, and they'll go talking and they'll be having a great time, and they won't get tired. Like me, I'd be the person that hangs out with the two or three people, because I doesn't take much to get me. I got what they call it is like a stimulus, like the things in our brain. It's like a capacity. My capacity can get filled up very quick, so it's like a low activation bar for me to be happy. So when people actually say it doesn't take much to get me happy, that is very true for me. It does not take much. But some people requires a lot, and it requires tons and tons and tons of things for them to actually feel satisfied and appreciated with the things that they have. And God's telling me something right now, that the extroverts, I guess extroverts of life, those people are the people that aren't really, well, I guess, well, yeah, in this terms, not really thankful and grateful for what they have. Just give me more, give me more, give me more. I haven't reached my happiness level yet. But those people who have the smaller amount, it's like you can get a penny, or you can get $1, and they'll be very thankful for that. And that says something about, what do we really need in life? Like, not what do we want, but what is it that we need that actually helps us to survive? Like, that's the things that we need to strive after, are the things that we need, like the things that we want. Because if we just meet our needs, then we can never be unhappy. So I have a few definitions. Like I said, be thankful. Command for life is the title. So think. I looked this up in the Merriam-Webster dictionary online. To think means to tell or express gratefulness, gratitude, or to hold responsible for someone's actions. So when you thank someone, or we'll say thank God. When you thank God, you are expressing, and that's not just like saying, because this says to tell, but it's not just telling. It's like you can tell with your actions, you can tell with your lack of actions, you can tell with your like just thoughts. Like, being thankful isn't just saying thank you. It's like you can just do something to reciprocate the thing, that the act that they did for you. So you're just doing something in return. It also says to hold responsible. So it's like, if God gave me this wonderful job, I'm holding him responsible for giving me that job. So it's like, I can't really, like, I get it in my head, I can't really explain it. But it's just like, holding someone responsible is just like saying, it's like saying that, they're in charge. Yeah, okay. They're in charge of the thing that happened. The word thankful, it means to be conscious of the benefit that you have received, or well pleased. So I like this because it's saying that when we are conscious, being thankful means that you're conscious, means that you're thinking about it. A lot of us aren't thinking about the benefits that we receive. That's why we're not thankful. But when you are conscious of the benefits that you receive, then you can be thankful. So sometimes conscious just gotta think about it, say, think on the goodness of Jesus and all that he has done for you. And your soul cries out hallelujah. But we gotta be conscious, because it's like there are things that can slip by that we don't even notice. Like, he woke you up another day. Do you thank him for waking you up? Do you thank him for providing air for you to breathe? Clean water, clean clothes, heat, air conditioner. I don't know if it's hot where you are. Like, do we honestly think and like consciously think about everything that he does for us? If we did, it would be a way different world than what it is now. If we consciously thought about everything, about all the benefits that we really have, another day to get it right with God, he gives us that. Oh, hey, Christian. Hey. So, yeah. And the last definition is complaint. So to complain means to make a formal accusation or charge. So when we complain to God, it's like we are accusing him for doing, okay, I'll say the other one too. To express grief, pain, or discontent, or to be uncomfortable. So when we are complaining to God, we are accusing him for not, doing us well. We are accusing him, we are charging him for our grief and our pain, and we are telling him that we aren't comfortable. So when we accuse him, it's not good to accuse him, basically, is what I'm saying, because it's like we're saying that, and I'll say this, okay. I say this to say, God gives us what we need, and when we complain, he takes it away. And he gives us the chance to make things better on our own. And so we're gonna come back to that, what I just said. But yeah, it's like we are saying, God, what you're doing for me isn't good enough. I need something more. I need something better. And God's just like, okay, well, if I've given you my best and you still don't like that, then you must want to do this on your own. So he steps back and he lets us create our own environment. And so I have an example of this. First Samuel, scripture, First Samuel, chapter 1, and verse. Well, I'll read probably chapter 1 up until 11 maybe. But basically, what this is about, I'm talking about the gift of Samuel to Hannah. Hannah was married to Elkanah, who is Samuel's father, who also was married to, what was her name? Peninnah? Ninah. So Elkanah had 2 wives. But he really loved Hannah. So I'm going to read it. Now there was a certain man of Ramathim, of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, and the son of Zuph, an Ephrathite, and he had 2 wives. I'm going to start doing this in sign language one day, but I'm not going to do it now. I could, but I'm not. Okay, so he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb. Okay, so we're going to come back. But I was just reading up to there for now. So, when I thought about this, and it's not saying, that he shut up her womb for bad reason, it's just saying that he shut up her womb. And that reminds me of, like, that one guy that was blind, and the Pharisees was like, oh, well, he must have done something to be blind, and Jesus said, no, he didn't do anything, I just did it so that, so that God could get the glory for when he was able to see again. So sometimes that's just all it takes. Like sometimes God either won't allow something or he'll take something away and allow it to be remade over or to be made the first time. Like Samuel was the first time. But yeah, sometimes we aren't ready for it, or sometimes we have abused it and he'll take it away. He won't give it to us yet so that we don't abuse it, so that he won't have to take it away. So sometimes God just has to prepare us, and it's not that he doesn't love us because he does love us. And how does he show his love for us is by not giving us something and ruining it, because you can have a good thing, but if you have it and you ruin it, that what kind of God would know that if we have something and we're going to ruin it, why would he allow us to get it and ruin it? No, he's preparing us so that we can use it well and not abuse it. We need to know the purpose of things before we mess it up. So, yeah, I'm going to keep reading. So just remember that he shut up her womb. Sometimes we have wombs that are shut. And sometimes he won't open it until we make a sincere cry out to God and seek his face and make sure that he is our number one thing, our requirement. We need to require him like toys require batteries so that it can function us. But yeah. So I'll continue reading 1 Samuel 1 and 6. And her adversary also provoked her sore. So that means Penah. Penah provoked Hannah because she couldn't have babies. Now we know some people that provoke us because we can't have, not just actual babies, but like spiritual babies, because we don't have good grades, don't have a good job, don't have a good home, don't have good people around. Like, we know people like that who make fun of our difficulties, who make fun of our reasons of being different. We know those people. So it said that her adversary also provoked her for to make her fret. So wanted to make her worry because she wanted her to doubt God. Okay. Because the Lord has shut up her womb. So like I said, sometimes there are going to be people. Sometimes God can send them our way so that we can get to a higher place in God. Sometimes the devil does it so that we can be, persuaded to go to his side, but it's not going to happen. But we just gotta keep on going no matter how much the people try to worry us. We need to say, nope. No scripture. I think that's Psalm. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Psalms 34? Trust in the Lord. Psalms 37 and 3 is what I'm reading right now. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. So, that was just to say, when people try to worry you, trust in God, because he knows. I mean, if you just think about it, it's actually silly when people say trust in God, because, like, why wouldn't you? Because, like, he has all the answers. He already knows what's gonna happen. He already knows how it's gonna happen. Like, why? What in the world are we thinking when we try to place our situations in our own hands? Like, I don't understand that. I do it a lot. I don't understand why I do it a lot. Like, thinking about it right now, why would I not trust in God when he has all the answers? It's like literally an open book test. Like, just go to God and he'll give me the answers of what to do. It makes sense, and it cuts out a lot of stress. It cuts out a lot of worrying. You just gotta wait, trust and wait, and believe that he will see us through. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get through it. I really am. So, verse 7 now, 1 Samuel 1 and 7, said, as he did, talking about her husband, as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Penah provoked Hannah, because she couldn't have babies. So therefore she wept and did not eat. And this is Hannah that wept. Let me see, I had something here the other day. Okay, so keynotes. Elkanah loved Hannah, and Hannah had no children. So we know that in those days, the main thing was to, have children and have, all these different generations coming from you. Like, that's the main thing. But it's like, Hannah had no children and couldn't have children at this time. But Elkanah still loved her. That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. I stopped saying that. But it's amazing, I'll say. That's amazing. But here it says that she cried and she didn't eat. Well, it's just like, that didn't move the hand of God. Didn't move it. Let's see what moved it, though. What moved it? Verse 8. excuse me, verse 8. Then Elkanah said, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? Why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? So this kind of got me. Because like I said, thankfulness isn't just, saying it out loud. It's also our actions. And complaining, little do we know it or not, is not just complaining saying, it's not just complaining saying, wow, I don't like this. It's like it's in our actions. Like she cried and she didn't eat for I don't know how long. Doesn't necessarily say how long, but just said that she didn't eat and that she cried. And so her husband, right here, is saying to her, what are you doing, woman? Am I not good enough for you? And it's like, some things in our life, it's like there's so much in our life that we have, that God blesses us with. And it's like we're not paying attention to that. All we do is focusing in on the things that we don't have. And it's like, we gotta think about that. It's like, if we have things in our life, like, how does that make the things in our life feel? Like, we're over here complaining and crying about what we don't have, and the things we do have are sitting here. It's like, am I not good? Am I not better? This is what he says, am I not better than you than 10 sons? It's like, wow. Like, she's crying. I understand, it's a need. It's not a need, but it's a want that she wants. But she already has, basically all she needs at this point in time. Like, we have all that we need. We have all that we need currently. That was silent. We have all that we need already right now. It's already in us. Everything that we will ever need is already in us. And God just has to show us the way to bring it out and birth it out. Like Hannah. So, yeah. We need to be appreciative of the things that we have before it goes away. Thankfully, Elkanah didn't go away because he loved her, but we're going to come back to that and talk about some of the things that does go away and some of the things that God takes away because we aren't paying attention to it. So, this says, verse 9, So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And it said Eli was a priest. His sons were Phinehas and Hophni. Hophni and Phinehas. So, what does this say? Yep. Okay, verse 10. Verse 10. It says, And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. So like I said, your actions show how you are. So this, you're not going to be thankful and praying. What does it say? It says she was in bitterness of soul. Not just, sad. She was bitter. So she was like bitter. Like, if you think about a bitter like drink or something, it's like, it's nasty. Bitter food. It's got a nasty taste in your mouth, and it's like you can't really describe it, but it's nasty. You don't know where it originates. Well, you know it originates from the food, but it's nasty. Don't get bitter stuff. It's not good. But since she was bitter in her soul, that means you can't have God and be bitter in your soul, because light and dark don't mix together. So she obviously didn't have God where she was at right here. But like I said, it was complaining. That was her stance. Her bitterness in her heart and her crying was her stance, saying, God, I fully accuse you and charge you of my uncomfortableness, of my grief, of my pain, of my discontentness, unhappiness. And we shouldn't do that with God, because, speaking of that, I have a verse. 1 Thessalonians. First Thessalonians 5:18 reads, Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So, what it's saying is, be happy. Thankfulness. Be happy. Be conscious of the benefits that you have already. And then you need to also remember that this is the will of God, the will of Christ Jesus for you. So we can't, which is Jeremiah 29:11. He knows the plans that he has for us already. So we just need to be still and go with the flow. Like I said, I think Sunday I believe I said that, not on here, but like to my friends and whatnot, the other comfort circle leaders. We'll be back, y'all. We got something in store for y'all, so be on the lookout. 2016, we got you. But yeah, I said that well, God let me know that, He has everything set out for us already. He has a way for us planned. He has everything sketched out and etched out, and every detail in there. It's like an etch. It's a really elaborate etch-a-sketch. He has that already planned out for us, and we just have to find it. We have to find a way. We have to find out how to get to that. How do we find out? By seeking God, by hearing God, by looking and reading in the book, in the Holy Bible. Wait. So we gotta do that. Yeah, but He has a way. He always has a way for us. Let's continue reading though. Yeah. So basically, what Elkanah was asking before, and this still stands up until where we came upon verse 9. Elkanah was asking 1 Samuel 1:8. He asks, am I not good enough? And sometimes I believe if our things could talk, if our situations could talk, if our needs that God has met could talk, when we're still unthankful because our wants were not met, if our needs could talk, they would say, are we not good enough? And I am almost certain of that. I'm almost certain that they would say that. Because, and basically, the answer would be no, you're not good enough, because, we are complaining, still bitter in soul, crying, and whatnot. So verse 11, as I said, crying, not eating, being bitter in soul, still crying again to your sword, that didn't move, that doesn't move the hand of God, no. But what she said in verse 11, it said, and she vowed a vow, which is a promise. It's like a covenant. She made a vow with God and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but wilt give unto thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of my life. And then it's talking about not putting a razor to his head, which basically just means, cutting his hair. But when I read that, I wrote down something for myself, what I took from it. I said, Lord, if you will give me my heart's desire, which I said was Psalms 37:4. If you give me my heart's desire, then I will offer it up to you, The reason that we don't have the things that we did, well, first off, I'm going to give you the reasons why. Things don't happen the way we want them to. 1, because it's not the will of God. 2, because, that's pretty much it. It's not the will of God. But, it could also be because we like I said before, if we don't know the purpose for the thing, then we will abuse it. So it's like, if you don't know the purpose, if she didn't know the purpose for the child, like, we gotta, whatever we ask God for, we need to understand that it can't be placed above God. We need to understand that whatever we ask God for, or I'll say whatever God actually provides for us, well, He provides everything for us, so I shouldn't say that, but whatever, like, when we ask God and He gives it to us, or He reveals it to us that we can have it, it has to be used. It has to be offered up to Him, you know? Like, we have, whatever we do, it says, do everything as if you are doing it unto the Lord. So it's like, everything that we do has to be an act of worship. And we need to understand that. Like, God's not going to give us a three-wheeled motorcycle just because we want it. No, why? Because that's not what whatever we get, whatever He allows us to get, it needs to be a purpose, and we need to know the purpose, and it needs to get us closer to Him, because everything, like I said, is an act of worship, and there's ministry in everything, literally, in everything. But yeah, so I said, Lord, if you will give me my heart's desires, then I will offer it up to you, and give it to you, to serve you with it, and bless you with it. We have to offer it to Him. We have to serve Him with it, and we have to bless Him with it. And we have to use our gift to glorify God. That's what Hannah allowed. That's what Hannah was asking from God. She said, if you, God, give me the very thing that I am craving for, then I will use it to benefit you, basically. So that would be her way of thankfulness, because that's what thankfulness is being conscious of the benefit. So she would be conscious of this benefit and express it, thanking Him. So, yeah, we have to use it to glorify Him, and we have to offer it up to Him as a sacrifice of worship. So, like I said, everything is an act of worship. No. Okay. But, yes, let me see. There are two more scriptures. Then I just have very funny examples that you guys are free to laugh at if you want to. Okay. Oh. Okay, so then verse 12 says, and it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Elkanah marked her mouth. Now Hannah spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, no, my lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunken neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thine handservant for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the Lord of Israel grant thee thy petition, that thou hast asked of him. So sometimes words aren't enough, you know. Sometimes she said that she's poured out her spirit, so she's speaking from her heart, so her mouth is just moving. She doesn't know what she's saying. She's not saying anything, actually. It's just her mouth is moving, and yeah, her mouth is moving. Could go deeper into that, but I'm not gonna go deeper into that. But yeah, sometimes words aren't enough. So that was just the way that she said that. He thought she was drunk. She said, I'm not drunk. I'm just poor in spirit. I'm broken in spirit, and my spirit is out. So, yeah. So I believe when she in Belial, when it says she's not a daughter of Belial, that means of the devil. It means she wasn't like a sinner or anything like that. She wasn't a daughter of Satan. So then he said, "Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant you your petition." So that, my friends, my fellow people, fellow saints, is when her prayer was answered. Well, when she spoke it out of her mouth and told God, when she sent the petition to God. The petition again was verse 11 when she made the vow, and then so sometimes we make a vow, but our actions don't actually follow in response to that vow. So this was verse 12 to 16. This was her proving to God, God, please help me. I'm broken in spirit, and and I believe after that she appreciated what she had, because like I said, you won't get what you get. You won't get what you want until you appreciate what you need. So yeah, I believe that she did. Um, she was really seeking after something for God, and she didn't just say, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna get it, so I guess it's not meant for me to be. So let me just go sit down and let me just let the woman just keep teasing me and whatnot." And what did it say she did? It says she provoked her. The Bible speaks very clearly about provoking people. It's not good to provoke people. What provoking is like, so say you can't eat for many different reasons. Say you can't eat, and so your adversary, your friend, partner, or enemy, because that's what the adversary is, whichever, say they are eating right in front of you, and they're like, "Oh, you want some?" They know that you cannot eat, but they're just still asking, "Hey, you want some food?" And so then you're like, "Well, no." So then they keep asking you and asking you and asking you and asking you until eventually you just want to like snap on them or something on them. But you can't, because you are getting right with Christ, right? Right. I promise I'm not a violent person. I wouldn't ever do that. I'm not violent. But some people are violent, and so that's what provoking. I guess when I'm provoked, it's not violent. More violent with words, not like actual bad words. Just like I can make people. I'm still praying to God. I'm doing very well though, but I can be argumentative sometimes, and sometimes words are the best way that I defend myself. Not bad words again, but just saying like, "Wow, really?" Or even silence. Lack of words sometimes can get you very far in life in winning a debate or anything like that. But cause people get really upset if you're like arguing, if they're arguing with you and you're just silent. But yeah, I'm not a fighter, I promise. Um, but yeah, we gotta be appreciative, and then and then she eventually had the baby. So God opened her womb. Let's see, where does it say it exactly? Well, actually, okay, 18, then I'll tell you where it says exactly. So 18 says, "And she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was sad no more." So after speaking, I guess what it is like hearing the word confirmation, after doing what you've been doing, and you finally get the confirmation where he said, "Go in peace." Then that's when it's like the load is lifted, and you're just like, you just rest. It feels great. So it says she finally ate, and so I don't know if it's like approval or just like confirmation. I don't know. Because it said when she wanted to find grace in his sight, Eli. I don't know. But yeah. said she was sad no more. So we just gotta, I don't know, but it's just like the same thing, you know. It's like we really have to be. We need to appreciate what we have, and if we don't appreciate what we have, then God will take it away. Luckily, God didn't take anything of hers away, or prayerfully, I'll say, not luck, but it's a blessing that God didn't take anything from her away. But where does it say? Okay, it says verse 20. Wherefore it came to pass when the time was come. Very important. Let me underline this. When the time was come, about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked of him of the Lord. So this is saying that when the time is right, God will present you with what exactly you have been asking Him for. And not just asking Him for, but what you need. Everything that you need. Because He said that you will never, ever, 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 ever be forsaken. You will never want, which means lack. You'll never lack. So, with that, she finally conceived and she had Samuel. And she did. She did keep her word. Because a lot of times, you know, we'll make vows with God. But like I said, we won't upkeep it. But I'm just going to give five things. 5 things of examples in my life when I was ungrateful. The first one was a coat. A winter coat that I had. And it's a huge coat. Very good for the winter because in Syracuse, New York, it snows a lot and it gets up to or down to negative 15 degrees in the winter time on a monthly basis. So, winter coat with a huge hood. But here were my complaints that the hood covered. So I'm short, okay? I'm like 4'10", and so, you know, I need all the sight that I can see. I can't have things covering my face because, like, I only have so much perspective of the world. So it's like the hood comes, like, here to me. So it's like, okay, and it's, like, got fur on it. I'm like, God. Well, I didn't say God. I was just, like, thinking, because I don't think I was that close to God then. But it's just like this hood was immensely huge for no reason. And it's like I was complaining. I'm like, this hood is like too much. The coat was too heavy. And but you know, it protected me from the snow. You know, like thinking on it now, it protected me from the snow. And yeah, it protected me and it kept me warm. So when I complained about this coat, guess what happened? God took it away. And how did He take it away? The hood came off, and yeah, it's pretty much a useless thing if the hood's not on it. But thanks be to God who gives me the victory through Jesus Christ. My mom fixed it this morning, and I'm very thankful for that. So I was thanking God. I was saying, God, you know, if you do this, I'll be grateful because I need that coat now. It gets cold. I mean, it's not that cold now, but I'm going to need it because we're about to lead into those months of coldness. So yeah, the coat. The coat was I liked it. I love it now. I liked it then, but I love it now because I can find appreciation in it. Number 2, my beats. I had nice, still hurts my soul. Not bitterness, but still hurts it. Nice beats. Nice dark blue beats. Solo HD beats. Not wireless, but the solos. My complaints were that they messed up too much. They were uncomfortable and everything. The little red button wasn't clicking the way it was supposed to click. And you know what happened to them? Gone. They're gone. And they're still gone. So, well, I don't know where they are. But, we're praying that God sends more or sends the ones. But, yep, that was gone. Number Number 3, my computer, or number 3, I guess, number 1, number 2, number 3. My computer, the computer that I'm on right now, my computer was being slow, and the quality of the sound wasn't too crisp. And so, what happened when I was complaining? It refused to work for, like, this was January or December. It was either January or December, and it, like, refused to work for, like, months, I think, up until, like, February. It refused to work. And so then you gotta pray over it. So that's what I did. I prayed over it. And it's working now. About 2 weeks ago, the sound had cut off. I don't think, like, that at that very moment I wasn't complaining, but sometimes it doesn't take, just one complaint. Sometimes, like, chronic complaining over and over and over again, and then God's like, oh, so you don't like what I gave you? Okay, let's take it away. So, yeah, the sound that cut off for about 2 weeks. It came back on Tuesday, thanks be to God. My phone, the phone that I am on. My complaints for that was that, this number 4. My complaint was that it was old. I've had it since 2012, so that's 3 years. And my dad had it 2 years before. So this is a 5 years old. 5 years old. Oh no. 5 years old phone. Sorry, I gotta practice. I'm trying to become an interpreter one day, so this is my practicing right now. The battery dies too soon, and that's because it's a weak battery. There's no space, and yeah, so it messes up a lot. But my gratification now is that, I get done what is needed on it, so I'm thankful to God for that. My charger for my phone, number 5, my charger for my phone, there's a shortage in it. It's ripped. It started sparking, but my appreciation for it was that it got the work done. Like, it charged it, but that's gone too. So it's like, you see, I have good experience on this. God definitely takes away things that we do not find appreciative. Like, He will, like, I literally cannot find my beats that I've been looking for since, like, January of this year. And it's almost December. And I don't know where they are. I no clue. Like, I think they're in my house, but I haven't found them. So, they're chilling with God, is what I always say. They're chilling. My charger, I don't know what that is, but thankfully and prayerfully, my computer and my phone are still here. But yeah, I gotta do better with complaining, because stuff being gone is like, especially when you depend on it, like, sometimes we don't even think that we're complaining, but it's like, again, our actions, our thoughts, the way that we carry things out, which is actions. It's like, we need to make sure that, we aren't complaining, because then if we are, then we are making a formal accusation and charge against God. We don't want to do that. Why? Because He's the God of the universe, and the God of everything, and He can annihilate us at any moment in time. I'm not trying to get annihilated. I'm trying to carry out the purpose that He has for me. But basically, all in all, the end message is, well, when we don't understand the value of something, or we don't know the purpose, then we abuse it. And how can we abuse it? By how, you want people, it's verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. Yeah, the other abuse. But yeah, we need to make sure that we understand the value of things. And if it doesn't have great value to you, then why are you, why is it linked to you? Why is it tied to you? Why would you add something of lesser value to you? That doesn't make sense. So, again, like I said earlier, I say this to say that God gives us what we need. And when we complain, He takes it away. And He gives us the chance to make things better on our own. Which isn't a good thing, because, like the song, what can I do? I can't make it on my own. I can't. I've tried it, and I can't. And I won't ever again, because I don't have the tools. I don't have the ability. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have anything, any of the resources. I have nothing, literally nothing, to make it on my own, to have a good, life. I don't have any of these good things that can make it better than what God has already provided for me. So, just a scripture, James 1 and 2, which reads, count it all joy. Count it all joy. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I can read the whole thing. I'll read the whole thing. Where is it? James 1 and 2. Let me look this up. James 1 and 2. Count it all joy. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers of temptation. So, yeah. When the devil, and also James 4 and 7, where it reads, submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. So, that's talking about temptations too. James 4 and 7. But James 1 and 2 reads, to count all joy when you fall into divers. So I can just imagine it's like a little pit. Well, that's what I would imagine. It's a little pit. When you fall into the pit, when it says count all joy, it's like literally counting. Like each thing that happens, like pick it up and kind of say, wow, this is great that this is happening to me. Like always have a mindset. Romans 12 and 2. Talking about a renewed mind. Let's see. Romans 12 and 2. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you literally have to renew your mind all the time, literally all the time, every minute, every second, every millisecond, renew your mind. Like I always say, oh, Jesus, because the minute you don't, the minute you get off track, that's when the devil will creep in. He'll creep in and be like, what up, homie? And you'll be like, hey, what's up? And no, we don't want to do that. So, yeah. Count it all joy. Pick up every circumstance and be like, hey, this is great that this is happening to me with our renewed mindset. It's like God is going to take me so many places with this. I know that it is all for my good. I know that He is intentional. I know that He has everything planned out for me, and that everything that is happening is going to benefit me greatly. And so back to thankfulness, which reads, thankful, the word thankful, reads, conscious of the benefit that ye have received. So, yeah, that's being thankful, counting it all joy. that it all is going to work out well for us, and being confident in this. So just to end the scripture, to have an end scripture, excuse me, Psalms 37:4 reads, "Delight yourself also in the Lord, and He shall give you the desires of your heart." So basically, what this means is delighting ourselves. It's like, when you think of a delight, it's like you're happy. If you literally break the word down, it's from light. So it's like, if you just think about light, like light has a lot of good connotations. So it's like, from the light, from the light, be blissful. Be blissful in the light. Bliss, meaning good things. And I'm rambling, but it's okay because it's all on the topic. But yeah, when we're talking about delighting ourselves in the Lord, it's talking about, be happy, be full of joy, because that's what God is like. He is joy. He is joyfulness. He is everything that you can be happy about all at once. When you come to the fullness of God, it's like you can't contain it. That's why Paul said that he felt like a dead man, like he was on his face. He was on his face. So when you come into the fullness of God, it's like you gotta be on your face, like happy, like down, and just say, God. And that's why I said that, make my ways your ways, or make your ways my ways. Yeah, like we want His ways to be our ways because His ways are perfect. So we want to take on those ways so that we can be perfect through Him. And yeah. So have a happy Thanksgiving. Be blessed all. Prayerfully, I'm about to eat soon because I am hungry. You guys have a blessed Thanksgiving, and may the word consume you just like you're about to consume this food. And so let's pray out on that note. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us here today on this Thanksgiving of 2015. I pray that the word seeps into them, and I pray that they hear it. I pray that their hearts and minds are both conscious of this, and that it, ignites something in them so that they hear what you have to say, and so that they take action on the word. And I thank you and praise you for all the days of my life. And God, I just pray that I will be, thankful for everything that you do for me. And I pray that they are thankful for everything that you do for them. And I pray that this word is concealed in their heart and their minds until they receive what you have for them. I pray. Thank you. Amen.